I hear things sort of talking about like individual specialists versus generalists, and like the individual medley, like you're a specialist at being a generalist.
Like, do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Like, how do you go about balancing training between each stroke?
So obviously the individual medley contains all four strokes. When I threw up my swimming career, when I started out, I wasn't really an IM. I started probably when I was about 8 years old. I was a butterfly at the start. So I started real young. And it's gradually progressed from butterfly and then started to do a bit of everything. Backstroke was the latest addition to my talent. It's been a long journey trying to create, I guess, a good profile in all four strokes to be able to compete it under stress and fatigue. So it's just, it's I guess easy to train in swimming because you're not just only focusing on one thing, you can focus on all four things.
Yeah.
You spread the workload.
Different stuff. Yeah. So like some days will be different.
I was going to say, how do you break up each training day? Is it Monday you specifically focus on one stroke, or are you practicing multiple strokes a session?
It just depends on like what day you usually do. For me, usually Mondays is just aerobic, so mainly be freestyle. In the quality sessions, I'll do all four strokes in a session. Other days be technical work, just working on my weaker strokes. So it's just, we break it up evenly with the workload and without the week.
Yeah. And like, how much does a coach come into it? Because I mean, doing it for swimming for so long, since I think 4, you said, you would have almost memorized just about all the sessions that you've probably completed. Like, how much does a coach weigh into your swimming, or is it just strictly the fact of the discipline of holding you accountable?
I think swimming works both ways for athletes and the coach. You got to find that right balance between the relationship that you have towards each other. Because also comes in with the discipline. Some days I'll just slack off, and coach will be right up my ass. Tell me to do the work properly. So it's just I think a good relationship between your coach and yourself as a swimmer or athlete. You need to build that relationship that the coach knows what's good for me or for the swimmer or the athlete, what works best, what doesn't work well. It's.
I was just going to say, how long I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, how long have you been with your coach?
So currently now, Coach Misha, my coach, I've probably had him for about 6 years now, including this year. So it's been quite a while. I've had him for a while, so he knows my ins and outs.
Yeah.
I'm swimming.
I probably, like, I don't want to make assumptions, but for you, like the last 6 years been like the biggest and most developmental period of your swimming career, where you've probably made the most changes?
So I think when I first moved over to Misha, it was, I think I was about maybe 14, about 14, 13. Like building that profile back to obviously the goal of making the Olympics or any world-class team to represent your country as well.
Yeah.
So like you got to, I guess, develop a lot more, mature as well with age that comes all into play.
How long has making the Olympics been on your mind? Is it?
Yeah, sometimes people just wake up and they're 8 years old and they're like, I'm going to be an Olympian. Like, is that you, or are you just like, shit, I'm actually not bad at this sport. I might give it a real crack here.
I actually didn't really think about the Olympics until probably about 15 or 16. I didn't really think about it much when I was younger. I just, as a kid, I just kind of did everything sport-wise as a kid. Like I did basketball, swimming. running, athletics, footy, soccer,
Wow.
gymnastics. So I did a bit of
Yeah.
everything.
He's a generalist. Luke.
Yeah,
He is a generalist.
Good
Hard
at
hearts
everything.
generalist.
I didn't like sitting at home doing the work, so I
I'm the
chose
same
to
way.
be a bit more physical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So like, this just comes down to, you know, I had to choose swimming. I think I did kind of quit all my other sports when I was a bit younger. About like, I think